The Sigma male has become a popular concept in male empowerment circles online. At first glance, the notion of the fiercely independent Sigma who blazes his trail and rejects social hierarchies is compelling. But upon deeper examination, the extreme Sigma male philosophy reveals some troubling implications. While total self-reliance and non-conformity have their allure, completely rejecting social norms, relationships, and external feedback goes against fundamental human needs. We'll explore how Sigma male attitudes about purpose, vulnerability, and connection often promote unhealthy ideals. What is a Sigma male? Now, if you're not familiar, the Sigma male is essentially a label or archetype used to describe a certain type of male personality and set of behaviors. According to enthusiasts of the Sigma male philosophy, Sigmas reject the hierarchies and social constructs that other men like alphas and betas conform to. They're fiercely independent, inwardly focused on their mission and purpose, and march to the beat of their own drum. On the surface, the concept of the Sigma male seems compelling. Who wouldn't want to live life purely on their terms and forge their own path? But when we dig a little deeper, there are some concerning elements to the Sigma male philosophy that need to be addressed. That's what I want to focus on in today's video, deconstructing some of the main claims and beliefs of the Sigma male lifestyle from a more critical lens. Problematic aspects of the Sigma male philosophy. First, let's talk about the idea that the Sigma male rejects social hierarchies and norms. Now, it's perfectly fine to question social structures and want to live a non-conformist lifestyle. However, completely rejecting all social norms and connections with others is neither realistic nor psychologically healthy for most people. We humans are social creatures at our core. Having close connections and being part of a community is important to our mental well-being. Yes, the Sigma walks alone, but man cannot live on an island indefinitely without losing some part of his humanity. Being a true lone wolf 24/7 is romanticized in Sigma male theory, but it is not necessarily compatible with human nature in the long term. We need meaningful bonds and a sense of belonging. Next, let's discuss the Sigma male's unrelenting focus on his purpose and mission. Again, having a sense of purpose and drive is admirable, but this intense inward focus on the self above all else has its downsides. Namely, can lead to qualities like self-absorption, isolation, and lack of work-life balance. When your mission becomes the only thing that matters, it can be easy to neglect other important areas of life, like relationships, health, self-care, and even just enjoying life. After all, what's the point of having a strong purpose if you never take the time to appreciate it and celebrate your accomplishments? Everything in moderation. Furthermore, the Sigma male's staunch detachment from validation and rejection from others can be problematic. On one hand, not basing your self-worth solely on external approval is liberating, but being 100% immune and indifferent to any feedback or criticism from others is concerning. We all have blind spots and areas for growth. People in your life who care about you can help illuminate those areas. Shutting that feedback out entirely, out of an unwavering sense of self-reliance, could hinder your growth and self-awareness. We have to be open to constructive feedback on our flaws and weaknesses if we want to reach our full potential. The Sigma rejects this level of vulnerability in favor of supreme self-reliance, but denying our need for others stifles growth. The healthy parts of the Sigma male philosophy. The Sigma male's detachment from validation and rejection from others can be problematic. On one hand, not basing your self-worth on external approval is liberating, but being 100% immune and indifferent to any feedback or criticism from others is concerning. Shutting that feedback out entirely, out of unwavering sense of self-reliance, could hinder your growth. Which brings me to my next point, the glorification of total self-reliance in Sigma male theory. Relying on no one but yourself has a certain appeal, but the truth is, even the toughest lone wolves rely on others more than they think. We rely on family who raised us, friends who support us, mentors who guide us, and partners who walk alongside us. No man is an island. Thinking you must be completely self-sufficient to be a true Sigma male promotes an unhealthy relationship with needing other people. Now, speaking of relationships, the Sigma male's tendency to avoid traditional relationships is also questionable. Supposedly, the Sigma shuns commitment, doesn't need intimacy, and rejects conventional relationship ideals. But research shows the immense benefits of close relationships, both romantic and platonic. Choosing to forego relationships altogether out of a feeling of superiority or general disdain for others does not signify strength. It often hides emotional immaturity and fear of vulnerability. This ties into the final Sigma male trait I find troubling, the sense of arrogance that comes across in some of their philosophies. There is this implication that Sigmas have evolved past the petty hierarchies and desires of lower men. But this air of being above it all can breed condescension, dismissiveness, and lack of empathy towards others they view as weak or inferior. This cuts others down to build themselves up, reflecting deeper insecurity. The true Sigma male is humble. He does not place himself on a pedestal above others. He respects the different paths people take in life and values close connections, even if he marches to the beat of his own drum. Finding balance as a Sigma male. While certain core Sigma male principles have merit, the rigid all-or-nothing approach promoted by extreme Sigma culture has room for growth. As men, we should seek to walk our own paths in life, but not at the expense of compassion, balance, and self-awareness. The true Sigma male recognizes the need for occasional solitude, but does not completely isolate himself. He understands the importance of having a mission and purpose, but also makes time for nurturing relationships, self-care, and enjoying the journey. The balanced Sigma values constructive feedback and emotional connections, even if it means being vulnerable. He understands confidence comes from within, not by cutting others down or rejecting intimacies that make life meaningful. By embracing our nature as social creatures, making time for vulnerability, and rejecting false notions of superiority, we can incorporate the healthy aspects of Sigma philosophy while leaving the dysfunctional parts behind. The integrated Sigma male leverages his strength, independence, and uniqueness to uplift his community, not alienate himself from it. He understands that sometimes being your true self requires going against the grain, and other times it means recognizing how we need others to fulfill our humanity. With balance and moderation, we can move closer to self-actualization on our terms, without losing sight of our fundamental needs for purpose and connection. This is the nuanced path of growth available to Sigma males, ready to elevate their life's work and relationships in equal measure. The balanced Sigma male rejects the extremes of pretending he has no weaknesses and needs no one, or losing himself in the crowd. He embraces occasional vulnerability without letting it consume him, and he uniquely charts his own course while recognizing the dots that connect us all. By leveraging our strengths as Sigma males while keeping our shadows in check, we can have the best of all worlds. Our differences make us exceptional, but opening up to trust, intimacy, and community can help us reach our highest potential. This is the integrated path that beckons to every man seeking growth, contribution, and fulfillment. So, in summary, while certain core Sigma male principles have merit, the rigid, all-or-nothing approach promoted by extreme Sigma male culture has room for growth. As men, we should seek to walk our own paths through life, but not at the expense of compassion, balance, self-awareness, and embracing our nature as social creatures. We must avoid glorifying total isolation and emotional invulnerability to an unhealthy degree. Let us know what you think of the Sigma male archetype and philosophy in the comments down below. We're excited to discuss this complex topic with you all. Until next time.